Welcome back for more Fallout 3, where you rejoin me and Liberty here at the front of Tenpenny Tower. Last time, we checked in with 3Dog, took his head wrap and got information on the whereabouts of our father. He gave us one more thing to add to our to-do list for Rivet City. Apparently, Dad went to talk to a Dr. Lee down there, and we'll make it there one day. First, we're here to resolve this matter with Tenpenny Tower and Roy Phillips, some ghouls living in the underground metro terminals. As well as, we need to have a discussion with Mr. Tenpenny regarding Mr. Crowley that we met in Underworld as well. So, without any more to do, let's go ring the buzzer and have Chief Gustavo let us in.
Give me a second. Keep your panties on.
So, first thing we want to do is run inside and find the big man himself, Alistair Tenpenny. So, to get to Mr. Tenpenny, we have to take this elevator in the back here up to the penthouse level. Didn't check out this part of Tenpenny Tower last time we were here. Okay, upstairs in the penthouse suites. Here to our left, with the security guard by the door.
Tenpenny isn't taking callers.
Oh, we got a real easy speech check here. I'm here to see Tenpenny, but if you weren't so incompetent, you'd know that.
Hold on there a minute. Oh, all right, I'll let you in, but if Tenpenny hollers because he isn't expecting you, you're dead.
Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Tenpenny's out on the balcony, but we're going to walk around his quarters for a moment. There's one thing in particular, at least, to find in here. It's not this room. This room, perhaps? Yes, this room. On his desk, he has a line congressional style. Let's make sure we're hidden. And grab ourselves another skill book. Yeah, we could wander around and look through everybody's cabinets, but not worth the trouble. I can't find my way out of the penthouse now. Here we go. And let's go out to the balcony. Get another nice scenic view of the wasteland from high atop the tower here. There's the Robco facility. Yeah, nice. And here is Mr. Tenpenny in a fancy suit.
Perhaps we could parlay sometime later? Thank you.
No, we'll do it now.
You have a curious look about you. I presume you have something interesting to tell me.
Let's start with some small talk. Quite a tower you have here, Mr. Tenpenny.
Some might say that Tenpenny Tower is my crowning achievement. But no, my dear girl, it is just the beginning.
All right, well, tell me about yourself.
Oh, it's impolite for a gentleman to talk about himself, but I'd hope this magnificent tower would speak volumes.
Okay. Well, there are some ghouls who want to live here. What do you think about that?
Why, I do believe you've lost your mind. Ghouls living here? You're serious?
Well, what if the residents are okay with ghoul neighbors?
I don't suppose I'd mind terribly if ghouls were to live here. And it would be a good bit of sport hunting them down if they misbehaved. I dare say, though, you'll have a bit of trouble convincing certain residents to go along with your novel proposition. Tell you what, if you can convince Mr. and Mrs. Wellington, Mr. Ling, Miss Montenegro, and Ms. Lancaster, those ghouls can live here. Have you seen me shoot? I'm quite proficient, if I do say so myself.
Okay, always giving us a list of residents we need to convince if we want the ghouls to move in. But we haven't asked him about Mr. Crowley yet.
You have a curious look about you. I presume you have something interesting to tell me.
Do you remember a Mr. Crowley?
The ghoul? He's dead. Died 20 years ago. Good riddance, too. I hate those shufflers.
Well, how did he die?
Who cares? I hired some mercenaries to get me some equipment from Fort Constantine. He was one of them. Of the 5, only 3 survived. You'll have to ask one of them if you want the gory details.
Alright, well, Mr. Crowley is alive, and I'm here to kill you because you hate ghouls.
He's alive? I should have known. It's hard to kill those zombies. You've got to shoot him in the head. Whatever he's paying you, I'll double it.
Oh, we don't have a good check on that one. We'll try it, though. I want more than that to spare your miserable life. 300 caps.
You mercenaries are so reliably predictable. 100 now, 200 when the job is done.
Alright. So we can turn this around if we want to.
You have a curious look about you. I presume you have something interesting to tell me.
Yeah. Mr. Crowley wants that key.
What key? Oh, that key. You're a moron. I don't have any of his precious keys. Idiot!
Okay. So we have to see the other people anyway. Alright, we have to go.
Cheerio.
Alright, I'll leave him alone for now. Let's go find some of those tenants he wanted us to talk to. So he gave us the Wellingtons, who we spoke to last time. Lydia Montenegro, the one shop. I don't know if we spoke to Anthony Ling, he runs another shop. And Susan Lancaster. Well, Irving Cheng's right here.
I am Comrade Cheng, beloved leader of the people, shining servant of the community. How can I help you?
Well, it's nice to meet someone with a sense of civic duty.
Thanks, comrade. I'm sure you'll agree that people are only as strong as their leader. That's why I do my best to serve the community to the fullest. Speaking of service to the community, I don't suppose you are familiar with ghouls, are you? More importantly, how to kill them? I formed a committee to investigate the problem.
Well, don't worry about those ghouls, comrade. You need to relax.
Perhaps you're right. My wife is always going on about how crazy I make her.
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
Ghouls wouldn't make the best of neighbors, comrade.
Oh, comrade, I've met these ghouls. They seem friendly enough. More than this lot.
Well, perhaps you're right, comrade. Some of these folk have a few things to learn about camaraderie, that's for sure. Well, all right. I'm willing to give them a chance.
Okay, would you tell Mr. Tenpenny that you wouldn't mind ghoul neighbors?
All right, comrade. We'll welcome them into the community.
Okay, and what's it like living at Tenpenny Tower?
Well, comrade, things are great. The best of the best have made a community here. Well, there is that problem with the ghouls, but I think it'll be solved soon enough.
Okay, well, we have to go.
Until next time, comrade.
And, yeah, his room's right over here. I don't think he has anything worthwhile. He's got a computer terminal. I didn't see if we were hidden. Alright, we are hidden. A rebuilding proposal? We excel at destroying the old world, and we excel at building a new one. Chairman Cheng. 200 years ago, Chairman Cheng led his armies to defeat the decadent rulers of this land. Now, his humble descendant, Comrade Cheng, shall lead its noble people to rebuild a brighter land in its place. By uniting to work together, we can eradicate the twin dangers of lawlessness and disease. With unified soldiers, we can cleanse the land of beasts and highwaymen. With organized farmers, we can overcome starvation and poverty. When competing villages are destroyed, all must unite under the glorious leadership of Comrade Cheng in the Tenpenny Commune. Alright, and a daily affirmation. The invaded have been wiped out. Alright, no comment. Yeah, we'll head back downstairs now. See who we can find. We got the shop over here. Let's go around the backside.
Yes?
No? Oh, that was you? That was you. Hi, Lydia.
Shopping at Le Chic proves you have great taste.
Let's do some business first.
My boutique has many unique items for the discerning customer.
You got 411 caps. Nice. Get rid of those cigarettes. Probably got a bunch of dirty waters. Only 3. Lots of frag grenades again. 8. Okay.
It's been a pleasure doing business.
So, how would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
You're being serious? That's out of the question. What an absurd notion.
Well, I've met these ghouls. They're civilized, pose no threat.
I think you must have been out in the sun too long. Perhaps I could sell you a nice hat to keep your brain from frying?
We have a speech check we can try. Well, what if all your other neighbors agree?
Then my neighbors will have lost their minds, just like you have. Now go away.
Let's try that again.
I will not allow ghouls to live here.
Well, this is happening. You're gonna have to deal with it or get forced out.
You horrible little zombie lover. What right do you and your disgusting buddies have to push honest, hardworking, important people around like that? Where do you propose I live?
I'm sure you'll find something suitable. Don't worry.
Don't worry? Did you just step out of a vault? Haven't you seen what's out there? I'm doomed. And it's all your fault.
Well, that's one of the tenants convinced to, yeah, either accept the ghouls or just vacate, I guess.
And how are you this fine day?
Morning.
Later.
Let's check the restaurant, see if we got anybody over here. Susan Lancaster.
Hi.
Bye. Hey. And how are you this fine day?
What have we here? A lost little girl? Do you have permission to be in here? If not, you should leave before it gets ugly.
What happens if we say nothing?
Can't find your tongue? Maybe one of those ghouls got it. Didn't your mother tell you never to kiss a ghoul? Seriously, though, you better watch out. There's a pack of those vermin hiding in some tunnels nearby. You afraid of ghoulies, little girl?
Well, ghouls aren't so bad once you get to know them.
That's just what I thought. You're a scared little girl.
Well, these ghouls sure have people worked up, don't they?
Are you going to do something about the problem or not?
Well, how would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
I've come too far to share my digs with some droopy ghoul.
I've met these ghouls. They aren't so bad.
Well, if you don't mind their stink, then you should go squat with them in their dirty tunnels and leave us civilized people alone.
What if all your other neighbors agree?
There's no way they'd agree to letting ghouls live here. We all came here to get away from things like ghouls and disease and all that ugliness.
Okay, well, what's it like living at Tenpenny Tower?
Beats living out there in the wasteland, trust me. See, I'm not like these other puffed up fogies. I earned my way into privilege. I worked to get here.
Okay, well, we have to go.
Later then.
You make
Dear,
the
I
best
live
sandwiches
in
ever,
Tenpenny
Comrade
Tower.
Mark.
Morning.
I'm at the top of the world. It's always
Sorry,
my pleasure
we have
to serve
another way of
if you'd like
making her come around.
special candlelight dinner for you.
I can smell the stink of ghoul on you.
Let's check the Federalist over here. Michael Hawthorne and Mrs. Chang in the back.
Hey,
Mr. Lang.
welcome to New Urban Apparel. I carry the finest in pre-war clothes. Hurry up, let's get you out of those old rags and into something fabulous.
You really think you can improve my look?
With my fashion sense and your bottle caps, there's no limit to what we can do for your image. I can't wait to get started.
Okay, we've spoken to him already. How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
You can't be serious. Ghouls aren't human. They live in filth. They eat their own babies. You're out of your right freaking mind.
Well, I've met these ghouls. They're civilized. They pose no threat.
Why would you hang out with dirty vermin like that? You enjoy sifting through feces? You know it's only a matter of time before they get hungry and eat you. You're crazy. Ghouls will never live in Tenpenny Tower.
Ooh, we got a pretty bad speech check there. What if all your other neighbors agree?
If my neighbors lose their minds and agree to such a thing, then I hope security shoots them in the head with their zombie friends.
Nice. Well, let's try the speech check. So, let's see, how would you feel about a few ghoul neighbors?
It's not happening.
Well, you're gonna have to deal with it or get forced out. Oh, it worked.
You'll regret this. I've spent years collecting all this fabulous merchandise. I won't stand for this. Where the hell am I supposed to go?
I'm sure you'll find something suitable. Don't worry.
The only suitable place is Tenpenny Tower. Everywhere else stinks and caters to low-life scum like you. I'll die out there. I just know it.
Okay, well, I guess he's leaving too. I wasn't expecting to pass his speech check. The alternative method would have been to break into his stuff and steal it all. Same with Lydia over there. And then they freak out that there's not enough security around the place and leave anyway. But we didn't have to go that route. We failed, or passed, rather, 2 fairly low speech checks.
Welcome to Tenpenny Tower.
So we've got the Wellingtons, and there's one other person I want to try to find as well. And I think his room is up on the next level. We'll go check the next floor. well as the Wellington's room. Think it may be this level. Coming around this way, I think that's who I was looking for, being as he wasn't downstairs. Mr. Herbert Daring Dashwood. Hello.
Herbert Dashwood. Damn glad to meet you. Call me Daring. Everyone else does.
I'm Daring. Bet you had to earn that nickname, huh?
Maybe you've heard the GNR radio play? The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood? That's about me, you know. Based on my, earlier days. I even had a ghoul manservant. Let me ask you, you ever met a ghoul before?
Sure, I've met some ghouls. They're just people trying to get by.
Ah, you've already learned some wisdom in your youth. Congratulations.
And you had mentioned something about GNR.
Haven't you ever heard the radio play? The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood? That guy at the radio station put it together a few years ago. He did it in the style of those shows they had before the war. Came out pretty well. And it's all true. Rockopolis, Miss Chase, all of it. Of course, they do portray me as a bit of a chump. Argyle may have saved my hide more than once, but I had my moments. Ah, those were the days.
Tell me about Argyle.
Argyle was my manservant. Ah, but that's really just a fancy word for the guy who saves my sorry skin on a regular occasion. He was a ghoul, you see. Been around since before the war. We met when I stole his girlfriend back in '41. We've been best friends ever since. We got separated a long time ago and never reunited. If you find Argyle out there somewhere, you be sure and tell me, okay?
All right. So, I bet you know a thing or two about those ghouls.
Some ghouls moved into the nearby metro tunnel. There's a bunch of the so-called feral ghouls in there, but a handful seem the sociable type. I've tried explaining to my fellow tenants that not all ghouls are monsters, but they don't seem to care. The intelligent ones should stay away from our trigger-happy protectors. If there are enough feral ones, though, they could overwhelm security.
Well, how would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
Well, I wouldn't mind, but they'd better be civilized. The tenants here are real uppity, and most wouldn't take kindly to ghouls living here.
Okay, so you wouldn't mind if some civilized ghouls moved in?
Like I said, it's fine by me.
All right, would you mind telling Mr. Tenpenny that?
Of course. I wonder if they've ever been to Underworld. Now there's an interesting vacation destination.
Let's see. What's it like living at Tenpenny Tower?
Well, until recently, the only danger you ever faced in this fine establishment was bumping into all the bloated egos floating around. But now there's a group of ghouls nearby. I've tried explaining that they don't all want to eat you, though some do, of course. Problem is, it's hard to tell which is which. Chief Gustavo has initiated a shoot first and ask later policy. If they're smart, they'll stay away.
Do you know anything about the basement and emergency tunnels?
Aha! So you've been exploring the tower. Well done. Let's just say that Gustavo's not the only one with a key for the generator room.
Are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?
Well, it does get a trifle bit boring around here, and to spice things up, I like to do a little exploring. Oh, I always put everything back. Well, almost everything. I occasionally keep a memento, like Gustavo's key to the generator room. Have you noticed how he turns a delightful shade of purple when he's angry? Well, kid, there are 2 keys floating around. Which one do you think you can nab without getting caught? Good luck.
All right, well, we have to go now.
Don't forget to have a little fun out there.
I'm not worried about getting into the basement, so... let's check his quarters. Or his suite. He has a terminal here. I'm gonna look through that in a moment. He's got a lot of souvenirs. Some Brahmin skulls, hunting rifle, stuff on his shelf. Nothing we want. Just thinking, he might have had a book floating in here or something useful. Toolbox. He has a safe, which requires a key. Cutting board? Yeah.
Hey, be more careful.
Okay, well, let's look at his terminal then. Where's his radio? Right.
Pay attention when I'm talking to you.
Okay. And he's got notes on people, places, and pets. Some people. There's one on Argyle. The best manservant a guy could ask for. Tough, loyal, and a hell of a good friend. Even if he did smell like a bag of rotten meat. But what's a ghoul gonna do? The last time I saw Argyle was in Rockopolis, decades ago. I know he's still out there, somewhere. Yeah, click through some of these, I guess. King Crag. Good old Craggy, king of Rockopolis. He offered Argyle and me shelter back in the summer of '48. Unfortunately, there was a little incident with his daughter, and we were exiled. We sought shelter again a couple years later, but Craggy didn't take too kindly to us luring the slavers into his hidden underground city. That was the last time I ever saw Argyle, right after he saved my hide for the 100th time. Miss Penelope Chase. Miss Penelope Chase. Two timing which she got what she deserved. Destiny Chow. My dearest Destiny, harlot par excellence and the proprietor of the Blue Destiny Brothel, one of the loveliest women I've ever had the pleasure to pleasure. Sadly, she died from cholera in the summer of '49, an event that closed down the brothel forever. And Harmon Jurley, slaver leader and psychotic cannibal circa 2250. See entry on Paradise Falls. And we got some places. Paradise Falls, Rockopolis. Let's check Rockopolis. An underground city, not a bad accomplishment, all things considered, but their leader, King Crad, became too isolationist for his own good. Okay, so I accidentally led the slavers there, and those bastards cleaned the place out. It was an honest mistake. The Blue Destiny Brothel. Best damn whorehouse in the Capital Wasteland. Strong booze and soft women. It shut down in the summer of '49 when most of the ladies died from a cholera outbreak. Paradise Falls, the most dangerous dump in the Capital Wasteland. The slavers there would have bought and sold anything with a pulse. They still will, from what I hear. Back in my day, they were more disorganized, though. Their leader was a guy named Harmon Jurley, a psychotic son of a bitch who was rumored to eat the slaves he couldn't sell. Underworld. A city of the dead, or undead as some would believe, Underworld was and is a settlement of ghouls established in an old art exhibit in the Museum of American History. Argyle and I used to go there quite a bit. I was even voted honorary ghoul back in '51. I really should go back and visit sometime. Megaton. A town built around an undetonated atomic bomb, my kind of place. Megaton is pretty well fortified now, but back in my day it was even more ramshackle. Great place to grab a drink or abroad. I hear Moriarty even has his own place now. Guess that shouldn't surprise me. That guy had been playing the angle since the day he ended up in this country as a kid. Wonder how he got here. Pass. Yeah, I don't think we need to bother with the creatures. Mirelurks, Faraghouls, Scorpions, Yaogwai, Robobrains. I think we're good. Alright, back to the task at hand. Although, we may go find out what happened to Argyle here.
Hello.
It's
kind of in our interest. Alright, looking for the Wellington's
Tenpenny
room.
Tower.
Pretty sure it's this floor and not the lower floor.
I'm quite well, thank you.
Are these the Wellingtons?
Edgar. Dear?
They are.
Mr. Hawthorne sure has pickled himself, hasn't he? That man exists in a constant state of inebriation. I wonder what drives him to the bottle so.
Is that so?
Earth to Edgar. Mr. Wellington, are you there?
What?
I swear, Edgar, it's in one
There's something
ear
in
and out
here
the other
I'm
with
gonna
you.
find. Unless they don't happen to be in their room, which happens occasionally.
You something on your mind, dear?
One has to wonder about Mr. Tenpenny, doesn't one? I mean, we're all grateful for the tower, but the man is a recluse. I wonder what he's hiding.
Okay, I think they may be in the wrong room.
Are you even listening?
Ooh, Nuka machine screen. Says the
Useless man.
Etatron. Oh no, the stuff in the Etatronic
Edgar.
isn't.
Dear,
We'll help ourselves to some Nuka though.
Miss Primrose works too hard. Poor girl. How is she ever supposed to land a good husband if she's stuck in her kitchen all day? Earth to Edgar. Mr. Wellington, are you there? Sometimes I get the feeling
Alright, not finding anything of interest in any of these other rooms. We got one more to check on this floor. There's a tale of a Junktown jerky vendor. I'll grab that. Not what I was looking for though, but we'll have it. This is what we were looking for. The love letter. Alright, there's the Pip-Boy. Find our notes. Love letter. My dearest Susan, I can't believe I'm writing this, but I can't help it. I can't hold it in any longer. I can't stop thinking about you. Even when I'm with Millicent, all I see is your face. God, can a man be in love with two women at the same time? How can something so wrong feel so right? There must be some way to make this work, to make this right. I can't wait to see you, but I don't want it to be like before. It's different now, because I finally told you I love you. This is real. This is so real. I can't take it anymore. I need you right now. Yours truly and forever, E.W. Which would be Edgar Wellington. Oh, okay, this is Susan's room. We had to find it in Susan's room. Alright, well, let's head back over and pass this information along to somebody.
hello.
Yes, dear.
That's Herbert.
Sometimes I get the
Daring
feeling I'm talking
Dashwoods.
to myself.
Hey,
There they are. Who talk to? We'll talk to Mr. Wellington first.
I remember you. To what do I owe the pleasure?
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
You're joking, right? You serious? Of course not. Ghouls can't live here. They're dirty, loathsome creatures.
I've met these ghouls. They're civilized. They pose no threat.
I'm afraid I can't abide by that. I can't imagine Tenpenny would allow it. But I certainly won't.
What if all your other neighbors agree?
Don't care. The only way those ghouls are getting in is over my dead body.
Okay, I have to go now.
Goodbye.
Hello, dear.
Dinner time.
Hello, Lady Wellington.
Yes? You wish to speak to me? Whatever for.
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
Dear Lord, are you serious? Ghouls? Living here? With us? That's simply out of the question.
I've met these ghouls. They're civilized and pose no threat.
Ha! I think I know a fair share more than some vagrant blown in off the wastes. You are simply mistaken. They may appear nice, but deep down, they want to kill. It's common knowledge among the educated. You clearly don't know what you're talking about.
What if all your other neighbors agree?
Ha! I know everything about my neighbors. Some things they don't even know themselves. I'm certain that they won't agree to this ridiculous idea. And even if they did, I certainly won't.
Well, I found a love letter. I think you'll want to see it.
Oh my god. This can't be real, but it's in his handwriting. Oh my god. He's dead. I'll kill him. And her. They're both dead. This isn't happening. This isn't real. You broke your sacred promise.
What are you talking about, dear? Is everything all right?
Let me remind you, till death do us part.
Oh no. Gotta find the body. Sure, won't take his residence key. Oh well, poor Mr. Wellington. No. Oh, she went back for seconds.
Hey there.
Oh, she's a woman on a mission now. Well, that took care of Susan. Millicent, are you okay?
I love that stupid man. Now that he's gone, I'm lost.
And now she's just gonna walk out the front door and into the Capital Wasteland. So we took care of Lydia Montenegro and Anthony Ling, the two shopkeepers. And Millicent Wellington took care of Edgar and Susan Lancaster for us. That should be everybody. We can go upstairs and tell Mr. Tenpenny that everybody's on board now. Take 10 caps. We don't need another key.
Hello.
It's the fun way of
Sure,
resolving this
sure.
mission.
Chang.
You watch yourself. You cause any more trouble, and you'll be dead.
Alright, tough guy. Well, Mr. Tenpenny?
I can't stop to chat just now. You have a curious look about you. I presume you have something interesting to tell me.
Well, the bigots have all been taken care of, so the ghouls can move in now, right?
Well, if my tenants want ghoul neighbors, they can have them, though the ghouls must pay and follow the rules like everyone else. You're a clever one, aren't you? I'm glad this situation has been resolved. It's a bit crass, but here's a little something for your troubles.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, 500 bottle caps. That's more than you paid me to spare your life. Alright. Now we can go talk to Roy Phillips. Okay, but yeah, before we run back and talk to Roy, let's go check the clinic. I want to see if the doctor is in. Should be tending to Susan there in the hallway, but oh well. Ah, there he is. Hey, Dr. Banfield.
This is the Tenpenny Wellness Clinic, and I am Dr. Banfield. I keep the residents healthy.
I hear doctors make a ton of caps.
It isn't cheap to live here. Is there something you want?
How would you feel about having a few ghoul neighbors?
I'm not sure. My first responsibility is the health and welfare of the residents of Tenpenny Tower. Ghouls often carry diseases due to radiation, damaging their immune systems.
Well, I've met these ghouls. They seem healthy, all things considered.
Well, if they don't mind me giving them a thorough exam, and if they agree to follow any directives I give them regarding health and hygiene, I suppose I wouldn't mind too terribly. It'd give me a chance to study ghoul physiology.
Would you mind telling Mr. Tenpenny that?
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Alright, well, what's it like living at Tenpenny Tower?
People are healthy here. They eat well and have a strong roof over their head.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a little shocked by how healthy everyone looks.
Tenpenny is very selective about who he allows to live here. The correct genes and living conditions make for a relatively disease-free environment. Clean water is still a concern, of course, but we've got enough chems to keep the radiation sickness at bay. That's why he won't allow those ghouls to live here. Why introduce a weakness into a healthy system?
Sure they look a little weird, but they're not diseased vermin.
Well, I guess I must confess, I've never examined a ghoul up close. You're right. I shouldn't make assumptions.
Let's see. Tell me about Alistair Tenpenny.
He's the landlord, although you hardly ever see him. I had to treat him once for bed sores, if you know what I mean. Wait, don't tell him I said that.
Okay, well, we have to go now.
Try not to break anything important.
Okay, as he was a doctor, I was curious if he had something to offer about the androids situation, but nah, I don't think so. Alright, well, let's head out front here. Okay, well, out front of Tenpenny Tower here, we could run off and give Roy Phillips and everyone the good news. We gotta open the gate.
Hi.
But before doing that, yeah, Mr. Dashwood had mentioned an Argyle and not having seen him since Rockopolis.
Been rather busy lately. Asking questions, investigating. So is that it? You're some kind of investigator? A detective for hire? Or do you have some kind of personal grudge against an innocent android who simply wants to be left alone? Please tell me. I'd really like to know.
Well, who are you?
Fine. Let's cut to the chase. My name is Victoria Watts. I work for a movement whose goals are directly opposed to your own, apparently. It seems you're trying very hard to locate an android my associates and I have tried very hard to hide. You can see how that puts us at odds.
Well, what would you have me do?
You really want help? Take this. It's an internal component from the very android you're searching for. Don't ask how I obtained it. Present it to Dr. Zimmer in Rivet City. Tell him the android is dead and that was on the corpse. He'll believe you. Do that and Zimmer will go back to the Commonwealth and leave that poor soul alone. Do that and you've saved a man's life.
Is there anything else I should know?
Just understand that this android is now, for all intents and purposes, a man. He looks human, he acts human, he believes he is human. But even if he's not, even if he's a machine, he's capable of rational thought and emotion. So you see, his soul is as human as yours or mine. This person, and he is a person, deserves a chance at freedom. Please, if there's a shred of decency in you, don't take that away from him.
Well, what's this movement you mentioned?
We call ourselves the Railroad. Our mission is the rescue and salvation of synthetic humanoids. Androids, as they're more commonly known.
If I help you, is there some kind of reward?
Of course. If you help me, and thus the android, God and the universe will smile upon you. Is there any better compensation?
What about human slaves? Don't you try to help them too?
Yes, if we are able. But there are others in the wasteland who assist in the plight of human slaves. Our android brethren have only us.
Can I join the railroad?
Tell you what, you deliver that component to Zimmer and tell him the android is dead, and you can consider yourself a member in good standing.
All right, then. We have to go, I guess.
You know what you need to do.
Well, there, when looking for information about the android and found some. Victoria Watts tracked us down. So, okay, well, that's enough for this time. Next time, before heading off to give Roy Phillips the good news, we're going to go try to find Rockopolis and Argyle for Herbert Dashwood. Sort of an unmarked side quest thing, but it's kind of worth doing, I think. So, until next time, thank you for watching, and bye.